Welcome back, everybody. This is OGDarkSpyder coming back at you with another fun-filled adventure. This is the logging one that I kept saying that I was gonna do, um, and I wanted to see and show you what I found to be the best leaders per tree. Now, you can't grow. I mean, I don't know what map these stone pines are from. I have no idea. I've never seen them. I don't know what map they're on. You got spruce and then you got pine. I put a couple different sizes in. But you can buy stone pine and plant them on Elm Creek. I have done it. Um, you go in here, go to, I think it's pallets, look for the trees. Now that's the one that's in game. There is another mod. Let's go in here and find it real quick. There's so much stuff in here. Here, I think tree saplings. Yeah. Let's see if this. I think this is where it's at. Click it. Spruce, pine, stone pine. So see, you can definitely get them, and you can plant them. Now, like I say, it's one of the longer growing trees. 24, 36 months, something like that. Whereas I think the pine is the quickest. Um, but I find pine lacking on leaders. Um, and we're going to compare pine, spruce, and um, the stone pine. Now, I mean, because you got oaks and maples too, but everybody knows that. I mean, no one's out logging American elm trees. Um, I'm gonna tell you that when I do any logging on any map, these are the only things that I use. Now, I have this all the time. The tree be gone. I always have it because it's nice to have around. Um, to clear lots if I'm not trying to save it for wood chips or if I want to use the wood. Um, Clearing out, little creek beds and things like that just to get the trees out of the way. But I use that a lot, and I actually used it for a long time before I did any kind of logging. And then uh, it is a mod. You'll have to download it. The Tree Devourer is also another mod. What's nice about this thing is it does have a capacity on it, a lot of capacity. But it's a lot like the Diamante, I think it's called. If you go into forestry machines, if you look for this right here, it's the Cobra hybrid, and then there's also the what's it called right there. There's two of them. Here it is, Diamante or Diamant, whatever you want to call it. Because that that pipe will move according to wherever the trailer is. So does this, and you can just go right up to a tree. We'll do it right now. We're gonna turn on our wood chipper. I've already got the pipe out. Now you can lower. Uh, we're gonna go right up to this American elm tree. Now it can be a little finicky. Let's turn some lights on so we can see. I just stroll up to it, and you'll see it. See how it's already starting to cut. There you go. Roll right up to it. And for some reason, it's not. And and as you see, it gave us about 11,608 liters. Normally we'll eat that root, but it's not letting me lower the thing at all this time. I'm not sure why. But you can use this to make a lot of wood chips. I mean, it just eats up the trees. Any tree you want, it just eats it up. And there it goes. I mean, that's 23,000 wood chips already. I mean, if you got time to kill, and I mean, I like this better than cutting limbs off and trying to use those other machines. I just don't particularly care for those machines because I think they're very difficult to use. And any stubborn stumps that are in my way, I just get the tree be gone and get it out of my way. We'll park that there. And then in my last video, if you remember, that's my Case Magnum. That's my favorite tractor. That's what it looks like if you've never used it. Those are the unreal capacity. It's like 10,000 liters. I mean, I don't know what's so unreal about it. I guess 10,000 liters is a lot, I guess. But anyways, we'll go over this tree bug on, and I'm not going to lower it yet because it gets stuck on the road. Well, I'll lower it, watch. Yeah, see? So I wait till I get over there. We'll turn it on, we'll lower it back down, and bye. I mean, the tree be gone's awesome. I mean, and here's what's cool about the tree be gone is that um, you can't cut down trees that aren't on your property that you own in the game. Everybody knows this, right? So if you don't own the property, you cannot cut down a tree with a chainsaw or any kind of uh, machine. Okay, let's find something that I don't own. It was pretty far away, but you can use a tree be gone on any tree, whether you own the property or don't own the property. Um, like I don't own anything all over past over here, so let me find something real quick. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. We got to get out of here. Is there anything closer? Not really. But you can cut down any tree you want anywhere in the game. That's been. I mean, I've never had any trouble with it. Now, if I get out and try to chainsaw it or try to use that other machine, like you can't use a tree devourer on a tree that's not on your property. Um, let's see where we're at. All right, so we're out of our. So we don't own these trees, and I'll even get out and we're gonna make sure. If you don't have a lightsaber, what are you even doing playing? Yep. So you're not allowed to cut this tree, and I'm like, okay. All right, says you. My tree be gone says different. Bye. So that's what I like about the tree be gone. Now I don't go around just cutting down trees, but you know how it is when you're trying to harvest or trying to plant or even trying to collect a tree sometimes on the edge that's not your property or just in the way. So I will tree be gone them all because they get on my nerves. Again, I don't use any kind of trailers anymore if I can help it. I don't use the big tree harvesters anymore. What you see is what I use, and I'm going to show you now. All three of these machines are from the Platinum downloadable content. You have to have the Platinum, as far as I know. Okay, so Platinum expansion, go in there. That's where you're going to find those. Speaking of which, I was on was it Deadwood, Blackwater? I can't remember which map it was, and there was a Komatsu that was in game that had the largest centimeter for trees I had ever seen. I had to be unrealistic. I can't remember what it was, but it was huge. Anybody tell me why is it just on that game? That'd be great to know. But there's the John Deere. John Deere's really slow. It only goes like 11 miles an hour, and it's also the smallest tree. It's really just a thinner. You go in, you get like the medium, the small trees out of your way. It'll take up to two at a time. Um, and then you got your Volvos in here. And then here are the two that I have right here, the PM Track 3 and the Felix. Now, depending on what I'm doing and what trees are around it first, I'll probably end up going with the Track 3 first. It's cheaper. Not by much, but it is cheaper. And the tonnage, it's quite a bit different if you ask me. I mean, you're talking about, almost 4 tons. 3.8 ton difference is a pretty good. I mean, that's at least one tree. But I don't really have any problems. If I do, I just cut one off. But for the most part, I've never really had to let trees go. I just drag them. But I'm gonna show you what I do. So anyways, this thing hit the square button, get her started up. I always turn the light on because I like the extra light. Uh, See, that's off. Now we're on. I will bring it down just a little bit, angle it down just a hair, you know, and then we'll go over and get to see if we can get this. So I think you're only going to be able to get one of these spruce trees on here at a time, if it even lets me. I've never used this on spruces, but it did. It let us get it. See, now it grabs it, but I don't know if it's going to let us get two. It did let us get two. Okay, so you just have to be careful because see how it's wobbly? It's very top heavy now. And man, instead of getting a tractor or a trailer or any of that stuff, man, all I do, I know what you're thinking, well, what if it's so far away? I don't care. I'll drop it on the ground and I'll drag it with, I'll take them out with the tractors. But if I'm this close, I just bring it right over here and drop them right in there. Now, I'm not claiming to be an expert on logging, guys. As far as this game goes, I'm pretty new to the logging aspect of it, but this is what I do. Okay. Now I just want to release the trees. I'm going to hit a circle. Poof, there they are. We're going to get out. Now these little spruces aren't going to give us much. We're going to sell it in. So it's about 3,000. So about 1,511 for liters per one of those small ones. Now, as far as this timber storage goes, if you guys don't know where it is, it's a mod. You just type in timber, timber storage. Should pop right up for you. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's under silos when you download it. I'm 99% sure it is actually. Right here. Timber storage. It's under silos because I guess it's a storage. And don't forget, you've also got the wood shipping container, but I don't really care for that much because it's limited on the size. This here, I just drag the whole tree over, drop it, sell it, and I'm done. Now, I have used like a Komatsu on big pine trees before and just drug them over to the sawmill. I've done that too. But I find this way, for me, to be a little bit more efficient. Um, I feel like I can get a lot more done because I'm just not very good at ever getting the logs in the trailers. I've tried the big crane that's overhead. I've tried the Volvos. I've tried everything, and I'm always just finagling around trying to get the logs in the stupid trailer. So I was like, forget it. Now, what we're gonna do is I want to find out, stone pine. I can tell you right now, it's a stone pine. Stone pine, one tree is about 6,500 liters per tree. So together, all four of these trees should max us about 25,000 and change of liters of wood. It takes four of these trees. No, it takes eight. Sorry, it takes eight to equal four of these. Okay, and you're still short, I think, about 1,000 liters. But I'm gonna prove it to you. Is what I'm gonna do. All right. Now, again, if you guys don't have a lightsaber, I don't even know why. I don't even know what you're doing. I really don't. Um, I only use a lightsaber if it's giving me grief about trying to cut it down, or I'll use it to trim. Otherwise, I use my nice long reach chainsaw. And I always try to squat down. And now I'm at the lowest point because the worst thing in the world is trying to get the trees out of here, and they're stuck on the dumb tree stump. I know, I know. Before you say it, I already know what you guys are thinking. Just bear with me here. I'm gonna show you how I do this. There's two. We're gonna haul all four of these in too, at one time. Um, because I don't care. My wife watched me one night and I was dragging like six of these suckers. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was only going like a mile or 2 miles per hour dragging them in, but I drug, and it was only because I attached four and two of them were still stuck. So they all came in together, and there they go. One more here. Let's get this right. I go all the way down, come up. There we go. I do it that way because I get the lowest point. So I automatically I crouch and hit circle, and then I just use the camera to look up until it hits. Once it does that, I know that I'm high enough. Now, guys, I don't know what you do. If you're putting them in trailers, I know you're going to saw off this end, and that's fine. I know. I used to do that too. But for what I'm going to do, I'm not doing that. Now, you have your choice. This is the heavier one. It's going to take more weight. Now, it with that amount of tonnage, it's going to be slow. Trust me. Uh, so take less. If you're further away, just take one or two at a time. But for me, like I said, I find this, and I didn't even know this existed. I think I found it by accident, just messing around because I was using the crane. I was literally using the crane and just dragging them in, and I was like, "What are these for?" And I accidentally clicked one. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Well, you know, it gets even better because we're gonna pull this one to the right first. Um, so you just attach it. The further away you are, it may take a second for the game to catch up, just so you're aware. Now, if you stare at it and you hit right bumper, it says control winch, and I'm just going to hit the right stick. We're going to pull it away. We're going to let it go. I just wanted to see how far it's going to go. I may end up. We're going to leave that like that. Now, if you walk up to it, you hit the left bumper and detach with triangle, and I'm going to show you why because I don't want just that one. I want this one to be down here too with it. We're going to attach it again, right bumper. We're going to stare at it. Don't worry, everything's cool. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Come on, baby, get over there. There you go. There you go. Right where I want you. Ah, it pulled away. And that's okay. It's a little too far away because you can attach another tree, but see, it's too far away. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take that off. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And it's now what I also like about this tractor is, let me zoom in for you. It's got the blade in the back. It's also got a blade in the front. If you want to control the blade in the front, it's left bumper, right stick, up and down. I don't really use that much. I tend to use the back one more because I feel like it's like a skid plate. It's going to protect the tractor, but I use it for more than that. That right there should do it. Okay, and now what we're going to do is, just real quick, we're going to give her a little bit of a love tap here. That's all I needed right there. Alright. I don't care what traffic does. Traffic can sit there all day. I don't care. Well, now we're going to go back. And then here, this is something else that really kind of made me angry because I just didn't realize it. You can actually, like I said, you can attach another log. Now, oh, okay, so we got to fix that. Let's go back. Yeah, we can fix that real quick. We'll just attach it back further. There we go. All right. Now you can attach more than just 2 logs per winch. It just depends on the weight. Now these are just really heavy. So the caveat would be, is that yeah, you're going to get 6,500 liters per tree, but they're also twice the weight. I mean, so this tree alone is 3.3 tons at 26.5 meters. 26.5 meters, 3.4 tons. So I mean, we're already, at 6.7 tons of 14 tons that this tractor can pull. But we're not done yet. We're not even close to being done. We're going to get these the other two. Now, you can go quite a ways, but you can, yes, you can run out of, this one may be back too far. Nope, it's good. Let's drag this one and see if we can drag them both. And then if we can get this one to come up a little bit, don't pull away. All right. So what I'm going to do real quick, I know you guys, that's all that running around and all that other stuff. Guys, You're probably you're never going to convince me that using the big machine is faster and better than using what I'm doing now. I don't like the big machine. I don't think it does well. I don't know why it's pulling all the way over there. I find this way just easier for me. I get plenty done in plenty of time. I make plenty of money with the way I do it. I'm just showing you the way I do it. I'm not saying the way you do it is wrong. This is just how I do it. We're going to cut that off. We're going to come back and I'm going to grab that other log. And honestly, it doesn't take me this long generally. I'm talking and I'm not really paying too much attention. We might be able to snag that other one still. I don't think we will. I think it's going to jip us a little bit here. Yeah, I'm going to try to pull it just a hair further. It's going to pull them all. That's okay. So we're going to leave it. All right. We're going to come back a little bit. And I am going to turn this traffic off because if I don't, we're never going to get these trees over there. So I forgot to turn off the traffic. There we go. All right. And as you see, she's slow, but it's working. It'll do it. And it is pulling all four. Now that one little tree there is going to be a pain in our butt. I can see it right now, maybe. But that's okay. We'll get them. It looks like the other one's kind of trailing off there, and that's okay because it's not attached. And that's good enough. All right, so you remember. Now, before I sell, I wonder if I can. I bet I can push that in. I don't want to sell them yet because I want to show you. So you get back in, you can hit left bumper and triangle, and it releases all the trees. I'm going to try to push this tree over there so we can get all four in there at the same time because that was the deal, right? 4 trees is so much money. And there it goes. Okay, so that's good enough. All right, so we're at 3,022 liters. I know everybody's math skills are probably better than mine, but I'm going to get my calculator out so I can give you exact numbers. Okay, 3,022. Now we're going to sell that wood, and we're at 29,453. So we got 26,431 liters for those 4 trees. Okay. So that is 6,607.75 liters per tree. I haven't found a tree that gives me that much per tree. I haven't. Now you might be saying, well, yeah, but I can use the machine and I can cut down 15 of those trees before you get 5 of those down. Okay, yeah, but those 5 trees are almost as much as your 15, is what I'm trying to tell you. So I will do this all day. I will plant those trees. I have a map where this entire field is nothing but stone pines. And then what I did was over there, I bought all that and I harvested all those trees. Some of them I devoured, made the wood chips out of, and some of the other ones I went ahead and just put in there. Got to the top, cut down all those pines. All of that I was growing stone pines on. And like I said, I can come over here and I can cut down these stone pines in no time at all. Now, I didn't bring a harvester, so we're going to cut these by hand. Now, these are spruces, right? And 35.8 meters. We're going to find out how much a spruce tree gives us. And I can tell you, it ain't much. I really don't care for spruce trees much. They're easy to do. They're lightweight. I mean, this spruce weighs 2.4 tons. That's not really all that lightweight, though. Now, here's where the old lightsaber comes in handy. Because you can get really close. Although there's going to be a pretty good sized tree stump here. Now, I will say that you can cut the branches off of these. It makes it a little easier to drag because like the it doesn't count the branches that you can just gnaw off real quick. So none of that's counted as far as liters of the wood go anyway. So just branches you have to cut off. So what I mean is like you can jump up here and we're gonna just point it down and we're gonna jump back and forth. We're just gonna gnaw off all these little branches real quick. None of those count anyway. So like when you go to put this in, it's not gonna give you any more or less for the tree because those don't count because they just fall off. I think I'm in the bushes, so it's a little hard to tell, but pretty sure I got most of it there. And I know most of you guys out there that have been logging for a while are 6,000 times better at this than I am, and that's fine. Again, this is just kind of show you what I do. Um, just like I thought for a long time. Let's see, they're almost gone, almost all the way. But anyways, we can. Did I not cut down that one, or did it just not fall down? I think I skipped one. Nope, it just didn't fall down. So, anyways, for the longest time, I didn't even know that um, when you hired the AI that the settings are in there. I just never thought about what the settings meant. I thought that I was getting free stuff when I was having an AI, but it charges you so much more when an AI does the work because it's automatically refilling everything. I'm like, that kind of stinks because I didn't think that was true. Um, but that is how it works. Now let's see if this one will pull without getting stuck on that stupid tree stump. I think it'll pull because it's going to pull to the right. Yeah. um, but I mean, no matter what, logging takes time. Whether you're just cutting them and you're putting them in trailers or whatever have you, it all takes time. And I don't feel like this is any more or less time than putting them in trailers. But for me, it's better time because I'm just not good at putting the logs in a trailer. Man, I can't get that sucker to come over here for nothing. It did pull the tractor though, which means it's stuck on something. Um, I don't. It didn't. It didn't cut that tree for some reason. Maybe I just didn't cut it. I thought I did. Hmm. It's gonna fall the opposite direction, but that's okay. All right, now that tree should pull better. Come on. There we go. That's what I needed. Now we're just gonna connect those two. Now I'll show you though because uh, you can connect up to like I say, it depends on the weight. The most I've ever gotten on one winch line was five logs. But it all just depends on how heavy everything is. There she goes. We're gonna disconnect it again. We're gonna grab that other one because it fell in opposite direction. There she is. Come on down. Oh, there we go. Now, see, I'm gonna show you right. See if it'll do it. I don't know. These might be a little heavy. Nope, it took it. See, that's three on one winch. So, and then see, I'll connect this other one to this one. There we go. Now, I'm probably going to end up disconnecting because no, they're all connected. Thought there was another one back here that wasn't, but they're all connected. Okay, so that should be four. So we did four spruce. And see, it's a lot. It pulls these a lot easier than it does those stone pine. Those stone pines are just heavy. And like I said, you can cut off the tips. It's a little less, but not terrible. It's not a terrible amount of loss, but I find it easier just to haul it all in there. And if I'm needing the bark or the wood chips, I always plant a lot of trees. So I plant way more than I need. That way I can devour them and use them for wood chips. I don't ever use those big machines anymore. I really don't. That's all I use. Okay. We were at 29,453, and they gave us 20. Okay, right around 20,000. So that's still a pretty good amount, but it still hasn't beat the stone pine. The stone pine so far has given us the most. Now, I think real quick these small ones. No, those are I put in 8 because I wanted to show you that it takes quite a bit to get those stone pines made up for. Now we're just gonna park this sucker right here. I think these are old. Go all the way down, hit my circle, there it goes. So they should pull out pretty easy. We should be able to get all 8 of these, I think. That's 2. Excuse me. Alright. The good thing about these is there's not a bunch of limbs, so I can actually use my long reach chainsaw and it doesn't, because otherwise it wants to always hit the limbs. And I got to, that's what I do on those other ones. Okay, so that's at 4. Let's get these ones. It's cutting down off those limbs. That's funny. I forget how long the reach is on this sometimes. So spruce aren't too bad. 4 was about 20,000, but we also know that. What did it cut? We also know that for stone pine was 26.6. So our stone pine's still at the max. So the other ones are about 5,000 each. So it's not much less, but it's a good alternative so far. Whereas I think pine is a lot less. I think pine's like 3,400 liters per tree, if I'm not mistaken. I've done this before. I just never did a video on it. But you got to go with what you got. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you first get there, whatever's there, you're going to just cut down and take in, and that's exactly what I did. But I didn't even know what stone pine was. I clicked it by accident actually, and I was like, whatever, I'll just plant them anyways. And they were huge. I couldn't believe how big they are, but they take forever to grow. That is the only downfall. They take forever to grow. So we're gonna run up here. Let's see how far back she'll go before she runs out. So that's actually a pretty good distance there. Let's see if we can grab one on the way up with this. 1 or 2 at least, maybe. We'll grab that one. Boom. So we'll grab those 2. It'd be nice if it just hugged this other log, but it won't. It'll go over there. Yeah, that's what I figured. But that's okay. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. We'll leave those about right there. We're going to disconnect because I want those other logs. We're going to grab this little guy right here. Pull him up. If we can get them all close, that's about where I want them. So, right there. All right. Last or the 4th one for that side. Actually, what we can do is I can actually just try to attach as many as we can and find out how many is it going to take on one side. Like I said, the most I've ever done was 5. Now I'm going to disconnect that because I want it closer to the center because that won't reach that far, I don't think. So we'll go with this one. Then we'll connect here. And then we're going to connect here. And I'm going to try to connect here. And there it goes. So I got all four there. I'm going to drag these other ones up. We'll see if we... I know I can get at least five. I've never done more than five, I don't think. But with these, we might get six per side. I don't know. There's only 8 here, so... I should have grabbed the other one while this one's pulling. You just gotta be careful because if you've got those trees where you want them, oh, don't do that. And you're using that, and you come up here and you're pulling on this winch, and you come up here and you happen to look at that, it'll start pulling that one again too. So you just have to watch what you're doing on that aspect of it. We're gonna try and knock that log loose with another one of these back here, right there. Come here, you. There we go. Now, if I have to, I'll just knock off some of those branches, but I think it'll just pull through. It's going to get stuck on the same tree stump. No, it didn't. And that's okay. Let's leave it there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them all attached, and then we'll just turn a little bit, and it should pop right off that tree stump. Should pop right off that tree stump. Yep, pull the other one up here too. There you go. All right. Last but not least, this one might be a little bit different because it's a little ways out there. We're probably going to pull them all a little closer. Yeah, I figured so. So, no big deal. No big deal. We'll get that one a little closer. There we go. What I'm going to do, though, is since these are all close together already, we're going to go ahead and attach these. Again, so when you want to attach, it's right bumper and X. And then right bumper and right stick. Yeah, that's what I forgot about that thing. I don't think I can cut that stump anymore. Oh, it released them. I forget. It will do that. It will release everything. So let's do this then. More than one way to pull a tree log. See if we can pull to the right a little bit. Come on, baby. There she goes. That's all right. Nope, wrong one. All right. I think the other one's going to be too far away. Yeah, so 4. That's all it's going to do is let me do 4. Because it says max. Let me go back. Max amount attached trees reached, so it's only 4. So, at least now we know where we're at. Go ahead and grab those 2, and then we'll pull them forward. There we go. Come on up, come on up, come on up, come on up. A little further. Keep going. And then, poof. There's our last one. We're going to go turn in these 8 pines. All right. Now, she'll pull. Now, another thing you can do too is you see how they're kind of ways back there a little bit. If you hit the left bumper and the right bumper at the same time, it says up there control winch, left stick. So you hit it to the right and it'll pull everything. So it's a little closer to your tractor. But we're still going faster than we did with the 4 stone pine. I think I was going 3, 4 miles an hour. So these are still faster. But guys, I have loaded. I have loaded up my timber storage before using that stone pines, and I think they're great. I don't know where the stone pines came from, but they're in there, so I don't know, because I've never seen the trees in game. So I suspect that it was the tree saplings mod that I downloaded because it was like supposed to be bigger packs than the little packs you get in the base game. So I downloaded those. It's stuck on that fork pallet. There it goes. And there we go. I'm going to release them because sometimes when you try to sell it, wants you to try to hit the winch again. And so I just sell them. Okay, so we're at 49.3 and we're at 70. So let's see. Let's see where we're at. We're at 49,000. I'm putting 304, I think is what it was, minus 70, 56. 506, sorry. So that's 21,202. So that's 5,000 less than we got for our stone pine. But again, preferences, man. It's all about preferences. Uh, it is it faster to use a harvester and try to put them in trailers or stack them and have somebody else. When you're playing single player and no one else is playing on your map, I'm not talking about you guys on these big maps where there's 6 of you. I'm talking about little old me playing by myself. For me, it's easier to plant the stone pines and just drag them over to where I want them because this is where I plant them, and then I plant them over there. Now, I will tell you that planting them over there and on that hill is a little harder to get across the street. Dragging, I promise you it is. I do have to cut the tips off because usually I try to drag them across the bridge. But they do get stuck on this little lip sometimes. But I usually just back up, keep pulling, and it'll eventually pull them across the bridge. But guys, that's what I do, and that's how I do my logging when I can. Um, when I feel like logging, I don't. I'm not always logging. So generally, there's a ton of things to do. um, but I'm curious what you guys do. Tell me what you think. How is it that you guys are doing your logging if you're doing single player? I know multiplayer is a lot different because if this was online multiplayer, then I probably wouldn't have to do that because there's probably going to be somebody better than me that's going to be able to get them in a trailer, and we're going to be going a lot faster. But when you're by yourself, I don't think it's faster to cut them all down, put them in a pile, and then go back and get you another piece of equipment to pick them up and put them in a trailer. Then you got to hook up to the trailer. Then you got to worry about traveling to where you're going and for the trailer to tip over. Now I know there's certain trailers that just won't tip over, but then whatever. Whereas on Elm Creek here, the way I have it set up, it's all close by. I don't have to travel very far, and you know, and this piece of land is not that expensive to buy. So when you get to the point where you can actually log, other than using, and I'm using chainsaws. So I mean, chainsaws are $1,000. Granted, everything else costs a little bit of money, but when you first start logging, you're using chainsaws. So my point being is that I think for me, this is my best setup. But I'd like to hear what everybody else's thoughts are because who knows? You might have something better than what I'm doing, probably. And I'd love to hear about it. Guys, that's it, man. I just wanted to show y'all how I did it and what I feel like is the best. Now, one more thing. I don't know the name of the tree, but there is that big giant was like sequoias or is it the redwoods that are either it's the one where you build a roller coaster, Black Creek or Blackwater or whatever it's called. Now, I don't know how much those trees give you, and they're not available to buy. So that's a little bit different. As far as like Elm Creek and most normal maps go, I found that stone pine gives me more leaders than any other tree that I've tried to plant. So, but anyways, like I said, guys, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you liked it. If you do, like and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you know. Like I said, I'm gonna be trying to put out videos every week, at least two. So let me know in the comments what you think. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great night, and I really appreciate you guys watching. You have a good night, guys.